This episode of ETC is brought to you by the Baka Chronicles and Go90.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Tech Tuesday.
Top story, still no cure for the common cold, but the show must go on.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, this is hopefully the final time we have to actually talk about Hunter Moore on this show, because Moore, the revenge porn kingpin and most hated man on the internet.
What is wrong? It is real bad.
It's real bad. Hunter Moore's finally going to prison.
Wow. Now, if you're one of the lucky few who don't know who this jackass is, let's go back to 2010, when Moore's website isanyoneup.com launched and gave angry ex-boyfriends across the internet a place to post nudes of their exes for all the world to see. And not only that,
Yeah, submissions usually include the person's full name and links to their Facebook and Twitter, as well as other deeply personal information that you don't want getting out there, making the posts appear pretty high up in that person's Google search results, which is never great if you're applying for jobs or just having your name Googled for any reason ever.
Yep, because the concept of, quote, revenge porn was such a new thing back then, there weren't really laws on the books specifically banning it, and it took years before victims were able to get law enforcement to treat it like a real crime.
But after pulling in around $10,000 a month in ad revenue, Is Anyone Up went down in 2012, and since then, Moore has successfully been taken to court on hacking charges, because in addition to all the site's user submissions, he was also paying someone to hack into people's accounts and devices to steal nudes.
You kind of sound like Sam Pepper.
All right, next up, we've got the stealing nudes prank. I'm gonna hack into these people's phones, steal their nudes, and post them on the internet.
Ah, it's a prank.
It's a social experiment. Let's see how they react.
I think you might have actually just given him an idea.
Oh,
He
no.
is that bad.
Do it.
Anyways, finally, Hunter Moore has been sentenced to 2.5 years in prison and a $2,000 fine, which equals $145 per victim. I mean, what? This seems like a slap on the wrist. You are not alone in thinking that. His victims certainly feel the same way, and it wouldn't surprise us at all if additional civil lawsuits against Moore continued popping up for years and years to come.
They should.
Yes.
The problem is that not only did Moore plead guilty, thus reducing his possible sentence, he was also being charged in federal court, and there still aren't any federal revenge porn laws. Now contrast that with Kevin Bollert, who last April got sentenced to 18 years for his site You Got Posted. That was a case in California, which does have revenge porn laws. So
Yeah.
18 years, 3 years, pretty big difference.
And when he made that site on the heels of Is Anyone Up?
Yeah,
so
he
just
saw an
copied
opportunity.
like the plan and
Yeah.
got more for it. I don't know, whatever. So while it's great that Hunter Moore will finally have to sleep in a prison cell after all these years, it does suck that it's not even specifically for revenge porn, which he essentially pioneered.
Yeah, it's kind of not as cool of a victory as I was really hoping for. I just hate this guy. His little poop-eating grin that he has.
Oh, poop eating grin.
Yeah, anyway, speaking of people going to jail for things that they did on the internet, the U.S. Department of Justice just announced the arrest of Roger Thomas Clark, the senior advisor to Silk Road creator Ross Ulbricht, who was given a life sentence without parole last year for masterminding the internet's most notorious black market.
54-year-old Canadian citizen Roger Thomas Clark, who went by the pseudonym Variety Jones on Silk Road, was arrested in Thailand on charges of narcotics conspiracy and money laundering, and according to Ross Ulbricht's uncovered journals, played a huge part in Silk Road's success, maintaining tight security and efficiency in helping Ulbricht evade law enforcement and conceal his identity for so long. He's facing a maximum of 30 years in prison.
Woo, and he's not a young man either. In other Silk Road news, though, we told you a while back that during the criminal investigation of the site, a Secret Service agent and a DEA agent, who were both working the case, decided to break bad and conspired to steal hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of bitcoins tied to that Silk Road case.
Well, now the Secret Service agent Sean Bridges has been convicted of money laundering and obstruction of justice and sentenced to 71 months in prison and forced to forfeit the hundreds of thousands of dollars that he stole.
Also, no more government work for you, buddy.
Yeah.
This comes just months after the DEA agent that he conspired with, Agent Carl Force, a great cop name, was sentenced back in October to 78 months in prison for some equally shady stuff. So we give it 2 years or less before there's some sort of HBO movie about this whole thing, because the story of the Silk Road is just crazy.
Yeah.
Every part of it.
Oh no, it's amazing. It's gonna make a great movie. Speaking of insane though, look at this stupid thing. Apple's first officially supported battery case. Now, for years, iPhone users have bought battery cases from companies like Mophie to prolong their precious battery life. To some success.
Yeah, those
They work
third-party
great.
companies have, for the most part, managed to design battery cases that fit the design of the iPhone and maintain smooth edges despite adding a bunch of bulk to it. But for whatever reason, Apple's case has this stupid thing jutting out of the back.
And for $99, it apparently doesn't even offer as much additional power as the competition. It doesn't even contain a full charge, and most non-Apple headphones don't fit the headphone jack. And the only physical battery power indicator light on the damn thing is inside the case, behind your phone.
Great.
Real useful.
So thank you, Apple. We weren't sure you'd be giving us any more reasons to make fun of you in 2015, but you came through at the last minute. You blessed us with this terrible thing that will probably still sell really well despite being overpriced garbage.
The thing I don't get about any of this is the fact that I'd say a good 70% of people I know use some sort of like battery pack or case
You have to.
or portable thing with their phone. Why isn't there a company just offering a beefier battery? Or, I mean, like the LG V10's great because you can still pop the back off and put a new battery in. So that's useful, but you can't do that with a lot of phones. Why not just, like, it's already so thin. Just double the size and have it last like 2 days.
But then people will be like, it's not thin enough.
Tell those people to shut up.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Speaking of questionable business decisions, you guys remember Radio Shack?
Absolutely not.
Well, despite filing for bankruptcy ages ago and closing down a large portion of their stores, they're still around.
Yeah.
And they still plan on somehow remaining relevant in today's ever-changing market.
Yeah, and their plan is by hiring Nick Cannon, of all people, as their chief creative officer. Yes, the rapper, actor, and host of Wild 'N Out and America's Got Talent truly is a renaissance man. And he's now happily taking Radio Shack's money to do, well, what exactly is he going to do?
According to Radio Shack's press release, Cannon will play an active role in the development of Radio Shack exclusive products, as well as helping to further transform the retailer into the must-visit electronics destination, from curating the music selection to performances and events. He will also help the company continue to grow its educational and STEM, that's science, technology, engineering, math initiatives nationwide.
Okay. Cannon and Radio Shack both do say that Cannon was a pretty big Radio Shack fan and electronics tinkerer as a kid, so it's not totally random. It's just really weird, and not a sign that this company has any idea what it's doing, especially since Cannon's previous ventures into tech have included some hideous overpriced headphones and a QVC exclusive tablet whose official website won't even open. Whatever though, man, get paid, I guess.
His products are like, he's clearly just trying to knock off Beats with the headphones.
Oh, and it's like,
hideous.
It's like how Will.i.am always shows up at CES with some garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're just hiring people for their name. That's it.
Yeah.
So what Radio Shack was always good for when I was younger, it was like getting a very specific electronics part.
Yeah, getting like chargers and like just all these different things that you...
It's a specialty store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was for tinkerers, and then they decided to become a cell phone store.
Yeah, that's pretty much what they became, yeah.
That was dumb because you can't compete with like actual electronics stores when your store is the size of like a bakery.
Yeah.
Come on.
Whatever. Now let's close out this Tech Tuesday with a video from the 21st century tech pioneers over at Castrol Motor Oil. All right, but this video is actually pretty cool and has very little to do with the product that they're trying to sell.
They hired 2 professional drivers, one of whom supposedly was the Steeg on Top Gear, to get in matching Ford Mustangs and race each other, except both drivers are on separate identical courses and are both wearing VR headsets. Now, through some technical VR voodoo, both drivers get to do the entire race in a virtual world while actually driving actual cars actually really fast.
Yeah, and of course the virtual world has rocks and lava and other obstacles not present on the real racetrack. They also see the other driver right beside them on the track despite physically being elsewhere. It's pretty nuts, and we have no idea what it has to do with motor oil, but we're happy it exists.
Yeah, good job, Castrol.
Yeah, did they race, is there like a ghost in it that they race? The other person's ghost, like in a video game?
Yeah, like they appear on the track, they can't obviously make impact with them, but they're like, I don't know, it's crazy.
That's cool, yeah, I like that a lot. Basically,
I can't imagine being in a car like doing that though.
That would be so disorienting.
Yeah.
I wonder what they felt like when they got out. Whoa! No! Now they gotta get Ken Block to do this.
Oh,
doing
God.
Gymkhana. That'd be amazing. Doing Gymkhana in a virtual world?
Yeah.
That'd be so cool.
Like have them do it in Boston, but convert it to like Fallout Boston.
Well, those roads, they're only wide enough for donkey carts.
Yeah.
That's why the traffic's so bad. We learned that. Anyways, I'll be walking down the Freedom Trail in Fallout later, but that's it for Tech Tuesday. Check out other episodes here. We got a podcast we did this week. We also have a new news dump where it's, top 10 nudes of the year. And then on Tugs, we discussed the console war. It's our turn to talk about
console war's over.
Also, subscribe to our channel. If you're just here watching this and you're not subscribed, what are you doing? What are you waiting for? Subscribe. We're about to hit 800,000.
Creeping up on it.
Yeah. See you guys next time.
See ya.